So I'm a mortgage advisor, so registered financial advisor with the loan market. I've been in the industry for about 30 years. I met Superior Renovations about a year ago and really enjoyed the company and how you stood for with your represented your customers and the service that you gave your customers. Found that there was a really good synergy there for myself and how I like to experience my customers have. So we've been teamed up since then, and then I thought the best way to test you out so that I know is to have you renovate my house as well, which we've done and been very pleased with, so at least I can give a first-hand experience to my clients. So it's very important that we meet up and we have a chat about the budget that they've got, what they can afford, and what they're looking to do. The banks are pretty tight at the moment. They're pretty strict on how they do renovation mortgages. They need to be very sure that the amount that they're lending is going to finish the job and the customer's not going to be left with a half a renovation done. The main thing is that having an understanding of what the banks are looking for, so that you present your application to the bank in the right way in the first instance. So that's probably the main thing, and just sitting down, getting an understanding of what it is that they're wanting to do, and then how do we present that to the bank. And I have a very good understanding about what it is that they need in today's market and the restrictions that they're under. And so then how do we get that presented in the first place right to get the answer as yes rather than no. Getting that yes out of the bank is the biggest challenge at the moment. The banks are pretty tough, but there's a lot of options out there now. We've got a lot of options with many different providers. So it's just a matter of, I think the biggest challenge is that and understanding how much it's going to cost them. I think the biggest thing is that using a mortgage advisor is free. And one of the biggest things that if you go to a bank and then you go to several banks because what one bank's saying is not necessarily what another bank's doing. So if you got a decline with a bank, then you would have to physically go to each bank. Every time a customer goes to a bank and puts an application and they have a credit check done against them, multiple credit checks actually diminish your credit rating. So you actually want to be using somebody that gives you access to every single bank without you actually physically going into every single bank. And we can help you do that. And to do that, mortgage advisors are free. If there are instalments involved, so we are having to do, if it's quite a sizable renovations and we're having to do this in progressively drawn down, the great thing about that is the customer's not paying for the whole amount of the money until they're using it. So they're only paying interest on the money as we draw it down. There's several ways of doing that, but we'll manage that. We normally get an invoice off the contractor or the building company, and then we'll physically take that to the bank, get the bank to pay it directly to the builder for them. So really, customers having to do nothing, just sit back and relax and watch their renovations happen. At the moment, we're in a flat market, you know, and it's a great market. It's probably the best first-home buyers market I've ever seen. But you're not going to get the capital gain out of your property that a market would normally, or in a growing market that would give you. So what can you do to your property? It's a great opportunity now to anything that you can do to your property would give you that value added against other properties that you might have or other people would have. You know, so I've got some clients that bought their first home a year ago, and we've been in a market in Auckland that's probably gone backwards in that year, and they had their parents as guarantor. They've released those parents now and got 20% equity in their property. So all by doing some small renovations to their home. So it is a great opportunity to do it. If you're first home buyers or investors, interest rates are the lowest we've ever seen them. We're in this environment for a long time now, we think, so it's a great opportunity at something that's not going to cost you much money to maximise the equity in your property. Loan Market's the biggest brokerage firm in New Zealand. So we do have very good leverage and relationships with all the banks. So when we're needing to, we've got very specific relationships in terms of good BDMs, and so when we're needing to put something through to them, we are actually highly regarded in the industry. The mortgage advisors are all very experienced and high quality, so we do get quite a bit of leverage in that regard. We have access to every single bank in New Zealand, and even Kiwi banks. So a lot of brokers don't go through Kiwi Bank, but some of us at Loan Market, including myself, does. So it gives us some good opportunity in the fact that we've got lots of options for every single customer that we sit in front of, and a few non-bank lenders that sit right behind the banks as well that are good options. But low market being the biggest in the industry, or in New Zealand, definitely has a lot of power and push for the banks. So look forward to assisting you, look forward to giving you some options, helping you through the process, making it as stress-free as possible, and working with Superior team here to get some really, really good results on your property.